It is time now for Peter Channel Saturday Morning News on this Saturday morning, September 3rd, 2016. Good morning, you all, on this lovely Saturday morning, 3rd of September 2016. Here are your news and odds. Top story at 8 a.m. on this Saturday morning is FBI papers offer a closer look at Hillary Clinton email inquiry. The United Nations top climate officials thanking the United States and China for the ratifying a global climate agreement that reached in Paris. Russian President Vladimir Putin said Thursday that the hacker of the Democratic National Committee's emails was a public service, but denied that Moscow played any part of the cyber attack. Davao, Philippines. Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte declared a nationwide saying the law this Saturday after suspected Abu Sayyaf extremists detonated a bomb that killed 14 people with about 70 in his southern hometown. A prosecutor argued that he should spend 6 years in prison. A judge ruled that he should be jailed for 6 months after sexually assaulted an unconscious woman and suspended 3 months beyond it. Bars took turning less than 30 seconds walk. The greatest evil, Mama Teresa used today, is a lack of love and charity, the terrible indifference toward one neighbor is otherwise living on the roadside assaulted by exploitation, corruption, poverty, and disease. Brazil's President Michael Turner said it would take time to bring calm to the country for the answer to president to describe 3 protests against the government and isolated and democratic. Controversial French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo broke French outrage with its response to last week's devastating earthquake in central Italy. Atlantic City, Atlantic City police officer shot and wounded a suspect in Atlantic City police reported Saturday morning. Anchorage, Alaska, a rush of assault killers in a public place in Alaska's largest city is putting their residents at edge. Labor Day being the kickoff of the presidential campaign that marks the home stretch Americans come back on vacation, spending more time watching TV, and begin to focus on the election. Summer is over, and the kids are back in school, and the market faces are showing it all. The week still coming to May, and the somewhat tepid August jobs report. That is a very good economic after the Labor Day bomber reported on Friday that the August reports were 151,000 jobs, the reported rate a change of 4.9% of wage gains with a bonus. Chinese 8 months after one and a half, our nation took on the non-fought climate rescue pact pressures by the independence government, Canada promises and action as world leaders gathered G20 UN meeting this month. Scientists account for having invented the new materials that may potentially help against climate change while simultaneously keeping our bodies cool during hot temperature seasons. A clinical depression decision support tool developed a specific criteria estimating young child's likely to be admitted to the hospital may have a potential to decrease the unnecessary antibiotic usage, according to preliminary data for the large. With election change just a couple of months away, we are not now. Washington, Hacker, Illinois, for the data first reported earlier this week was small than previously thought, according to the update for the state officials. Peter Channel News Live, 803, and it started off a New England Business Alerts report in Boston McClellan Highway and Waterbury Avenue. An early morning vehicle accident involved a Mass DOT work group. There were 3 vehicles involved, EMS with 1 transport. Peter Channel News Live, 803, time out for sports report. While you're sleeping in overnight hours tonight, of last night, the Boston Red Sox put on a 16-run barrage against the Oakland Athletics. They blew out the Athletics 16-2. Thank the Boston Red Sox being taken on the Oakland Athletics game time 9 to 5 p.m. at Oakland, California. While the New England which will be at Gillette taking on the Colorado Rapids game time 7:30 p.m. And the second round of the Deutsche Bank Golf Championship get underway about 11 minutes from now with Norton. And 2 leaders in the leaderboards for tied for first place with 600 power, and that is Brad Moore and James Hahn. And I'll be there this afternoon, right, Robert? After Shabbat. That's right. Michaels Santa Clara Police by broke out 49ers games over Colin Kaepernick. Peter Channel News Time is 8:04 on this Saturday morning. It's time now for Traffic and Transit Report. Let's start it off on the MBTA where it's looking good in our ways and byways of the looking good in the subway system on the commuter rail. It's looking good and the commuter rail operator Sunday schedule Labor Day, September 5th, 2016. And the ferries out looking good. Alright, let's look at the highways and byways. First, starting off down in New York City, where New York City vicinity where 95 on the northbound side it is backed up to the Pelham Bay Park on the northbound side. Both ends of the 95 is backed up around the Mount Stretch. 87 on the northbound side backed around Yankee Stadium. 278 at the eastbound side, Little Sur at 95 Frog's Neck. 278 at the eastbound side is backed up Park Slope to the Brooklyn Bridge. 678 on the northbound side backed up to Jamaica just before the Grand Central Parkway. 678 at the eastbound side it is backed up around the JFK Airport. 95 on the northbound side is backed up to the Fort Lee, New Jersey stretch. 278 eastbound side, Little Slow Route, Route 95 at Elizabeth, New Jersey. Out in Connecticut, Barrett Parkway, eastbound side, it is backed up around the Maryland stretch. But highways and byways at Connecticut are looking good. Out in Rhode Island, it is looking good. 185 on the southbound side, it is slow after 24 in Raynham. Mass Park, eastbound side, it is backed up around the South Boston stretch. But highways and byways in Massachusetts are looking good. Mass Park changed with 91 and Chickpea, it's a little slow. Up in Northern New England, a 91 on the southbound side, it is slow after the U.S. Canadian border up in Northern Vermont. Out 55 on the southbound side, it is backed up before the U.S. border up in southern Quebec. 87 on the southbound side, it is backed around Route 11 up in Plattsburgh, New York. And Ottawa 59 on the northbound side, backed up around 202 in Quebec, southern Quebec, and towards Montreal. 190 on the southbound side, it is backed up after the Canadian border up in Niagara Falls. Highways and byways Pennsylvania out looking good except a few little slow spots. One slow spot, little slow on 78 westbound side, west of Allentown. And highways and byways of Maryland, D.C. out looking good to some of the 95 on the northbound side. Little slow at Baltimore Harbor Tunnel. 395 on the northbound side. Little slow at Alexandria, Virginia. Out in southeastern United States, Interstate 75 southbound side. Little slow towards Chattanooga. Interstate 24 eastbound side. Little slow towards Chattanooga. Interstate 30 on westbound side, Little Sur at the Dallas, Texas stretch. Interstate down in San Antonio, Route 35. Interstate 10 on the westbound side. It's looking good from El Paso all the way out to Jacksonville. Out in western United States, it is looking good. And out in the Midwest, Interstate 6 out of the northbound side, Little Sur north of Fort Wayne, Indiana. And the Chicago Skyway at the northbound side, it is slow from Kansas City, Indiana, headed towards Chicago. In the Indiana-Illinois border. Peter Chell News Hub is 8:07 on this Saturday morning. It's time now for a weather report and the latest on the traffic, which I've been monitoring almost every day since this storm Hermine is formed. But let's look at Gaston first, which is a post-tropical cyclone with Gaston becomes post-tropical cyclone. This is the last mouse in there. No close water defect at 5 a.m. Eastern time. The center of post-tropical cyclone Gaston is located in latitude 40.5 to the north, latitude 26.9 in the west. Post-tropical cyclone is moving toward the east northeast through 17 miles an hour. This general motion is expected today, turning toward the northeast with some further increase in forward speed is expected tonight. Bounce today without decreasing near 35 miles an hour. With our guess, initial weakening is likely, and Gaston is expected to dissipate by Sunday. Estimated center pressure is 1,006 millibars, 29% 1 inches. And as wells generated by Gaston should continue to affect the portions of the Azores today. But it should diminish that, and Sunday the swells can cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions. For the information, please consult products via your local web office. Now, let's focus on the tropical storm Hermine, which is 35.9 in the north, 75.6 in the west. Max to say winds 6 miles an hour, moving east-northeast at 21 miles an hour. And the latest public advisory, 8 a.m. public advisory on Hermine is a Hermine moving across the northern outer banks of North Carolina. Water levels rising rapidly in the Hampton Winds area. Tops of the word in the discontinuous south of Oak Inlet, North Carolina. As somebody watching waters affect the tropical storm waters effect for Oak Brook, Inlet to the center of the hook. Public Quarter, Albert Murray Sounds. Chesapeake Bay from John Point southward. Tidal Turbot come out of the eastward. Delaware Bay and tropical storm watch to the effect for North San Diego to west of Watch Hill. Interest along the United States northeast coast should monitor the progress of the system and initial waters may be required, but portions of this area later in the day for some information specific to your area, including possible little watches and waters. Please monitor products issued by a local national weather service forecast office. Discussion at 8 a.m. Interstate Daylight Time. The southern tropical storm Hermine was located by NOAA Doppler radar and surface observation near the Northern Outer Banks of Northern Carolina near latitude 35.9 to the north, latitude 75.6 west, and Hermine is moving toward the east northeast near 21 miles an hour. This shuttle motion with a decrease in force speed forecast continuing today. Gradual turn toward the north. Expected on Sunday, and the forecast track considered Hermine will emerge over the Atlantic very soon and then slow down and be offshore the Delmarva Peninsula tonight and Sunday. Maximum wind is made near 60 miles an hour when our gust straight in this forecast moves over water. Hermine could become a new hurricane intensity by Sunday because of the warmer waters on the Atlantic. With temperatures around 85 degrees around the ocean in the Mid-Atlantic, so it could intensify into a hurricane by Sunday. Briefly, before going back to tropical storm force. Meanwhile, tropical force winds at 185 miles an hour, made it to the south and the east instead of Ellsworth City, North Carolina. Wind speed reported to stay with a 32 miles an hour and wind gusts of 52 miles an hour. And a National Ocean Service station at Roanoke Lake, Virginia, recently reported to stay wind gusts of 40 miles an hour and wind gusts of 45 miles an hour. The estimated center pressure is based on surface operation 995 millbars, 23 inches at the National Ocean Service station at Oregon Inlet Marine, North Carolina. Recently reported a pressure of 96 millbars and 29.41 inches. And as an effect of land, wind tropical conditions continue to spread northward wind and water along the coast by Sunday. Tropical conditions are possible to watch by late Sunday or Sunday night. Storm surge, a combination of storm surge and the tide of rising will cause normally dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters moving inland from the shoreline. There's a danger of light threatened inundation during the next 12 hours in the afternoon runs area where water level should be rapidly rising wind in the air, pushing into the next high tide. The person within this area should be take all necessary actions to protect life and the property, including from reservoir, property from fall instructions, including evacuation orders, and from local officials. There is also a possibility of light threatened inundation in the next 4 hours at most coastal locations between the North Carolina and Virginia border and Bridgeport, Connecticut. The water could reach at fall heights around Grant if the peak surge occurs at a time of high tide. North Carolina across 1 to 3 feet, Aberdeen Rotary 3 to 5 feet, and elsewhere from the North Carolina Virginia border and Bridgeport, Connecticut 2 to 4 feet. Rainfall. Hermine expected to produce total rainfall accumulation 47 inches over the far southeast of Virginia and the Atlantic coast portion of Maryland. Monday morning, Hermine is expected to produce total rainfall accumulation more than 4 inches over southern Delaware and 70 east of New Jersey. And Long Island Monday morning, most are wrapping around the Hermine Trail in the back to the south will produce an initial 1 to 3 inches over radio parts of North Carolina, south North Florida. This rainfall includes with some flooding in some areas. Swells driven by Hermine will affect much of the United States, but coast throughout the weekend. These swells likely cause life threatening surf and current conditions and significant beach erosion. Please consult products by your local rim office. And now, the latest look at the radar on Hermine. And these are the latest readings of Hermine. It's little light rain showers stretching from Jacksonville, North Carolina, stretching all the way to the northeast of North Carolina, Norfolk, Virginia, and raining east of Richmond, stretching down at 7 coast of Maryland, and Salisbury down at 7 Delaware, and there's a heavy bands of rain showers stretching east of the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia, stretching all the way out to sea. And we got another troubled and we got another disturbance somewhat shot. That's what activity is switching with a tropical wave looking about 600 miles east of the list. It does increase since yesterday. Environmental conditions will only be moderately conductive, and the development of the system should be slow to occur while it moves westward to 15-20 miles. It's expected to be locally rainfall, gusty winds, and portion of lesser Antilles. Begin later today, if Sunday night. Formation chance for 4 hours. Low 20% formation chance for 5 days. Low 30%. Okay, let's take a look at closer on where it is a cloudy and a calm start to your morning and a cool one to start the morning in the 50s. So if you're going to the Deutsche Bank Golf Championship in the second round, you got perfect weather and tap to watch some golf. Right, Robert? And we got a hazards weather outlook. Troublesome rain impacts 7 in New England Sunday and into Tuesday with a rain and wind threat. However, there is still uncertainty with the intensity of Hermine, which will determine the magnitude and extended impact of 7 New England. Current impacts are expected to be mainly coastal with great spread for beneficial wind and strong winds and gusty winds along the south coast. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For today, Petrobras for 9 boys, Port South at 75 degrees, eastern about 3 to 5 miles. For tonight, forecast come at 57 degrees, northeast about 3 to 5 miles. For Sunday, Port South at 72 degrees, northeast about 10 to 17 miles an hour. Sunday night at Cheshire Bay after 10 p.m. Most gusts go about 61 degrees, northeast about 14 to 6 miles an hour. Chest temperatures 50% new appearance miles less than 10 inches possible. Labor Day, tops of conditions possible. Showers likely, clouds sky about same one about 61 degrees, chest temperatures 6%. Tuesday, chance of showers, most clouds sky about same one about 65 degrees and chest temperatures 40%. And for Wednesday, tops of conditions are possible. Parts of most clouds come at 81 about 65 degrees. And for Thursday, parts of most clouds come at 82 about 66 degrees. And for Friday, most clouds come at 85 degrees. Currently, and not near it's cloudy start to your morning, and then the temperature is 58 degrees, humidity of 98%, and that is going to be it for the Peer Channel Saturday morning news on this Saturday morning, September 3rd, 2016. I appreciate you have a good day with a good positive. And I'll see you for an evening news report right after the kids for the Deutsche Bank Golf Championship, and also see you for a setup report right after the Sports Minute right with the Red Sox A's game. Have a good day.